Hey everyone, I'm Ultraviolent4 and I am welcoming you to a new playthrough of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. This run is not going to be your standard crawl run. The idea goes to ffejpsycho, who says, "The frustration is never ending when you won't take 2 seconds to scratch the mystery artifact enigma itch." You can't see, but I'm shaking my head right now. One of those people. Have to know what the artifacts are. It continues. I propose a run. Every artifact, negative stats, acutely harmful, exempt, you come across must be equipped. Also, current equipment must be discarded if a newly found artifact usurps the equipped slot. I don't usually enjoy doing sort of conduct runs, but this one sounds perfect for the current state of Gnolls. They've been reworked in Trunk and I've been itching to try it out. Speaking of itches, there is one caveat though, or at least one change I'll make to that artifact suggestion, and that is the whole negative stats / acutely harmful artifacts exempt. Because it seems to me that if you're going to use every artifact you come across, then the harmful ones is going to be half the fun. So I'm going to use every artifact, or at least that's the plan. Even if they're terrible, even if it's a -5 helmet, we're going to do it. Alright, Gnolls. And I think in terms of a background, and the whole idea of this run, Wanderer sounds pretty much perfect because you start with random equipment and skills. So it's going to be a Gnoll Wanderer using every artifact that we come across. Alright, so here's our skill training screen. And this, let's try to change our skills. Oh, we can't because there are literally no buttons on it. So this is how Gnoll works now. You might remember when I played Gnoll before, the whole thing was that you started off with a plus, I think, 5 aptitude for every skill, and as your skill raised, the aptitude started going lower and lower into the minuses. That got changed to be a Gnoll that was stat locked, so all your stats were forever at 7, which was really painful to play and not very fun. And now it's become this one, where at all times you are training every skill and you can't change it. So I really like this idea. I've been wanting to play it. So you train everything, which is why I think the whole using every artifact you come across sounds pretty fun, because you're equally good at any item. Alright. So I'm trying to figure out what random stats we got from our Wanderer start. It looks like we've got 4 fighting, we've got 2 throwing, some armor, some shields. Do we have a shield? I'm not sure yet. Spellcasting, hexes, fire magic. Bunch of different things. And also, so you can see not everything is +8. The spell schools themselves are +6, and then invocations is at +9. Alright. And I'll just say that with these really high aptitudes, it can actually lead to some really nutty starts, particularly with Wanderer, because your starting experience getting put through a +8 aptitude can be really nutty. You can start off with something like, I don't know, I've seen almost 10 fire magic, for instance, which is pretty insane. So if there's anything, at least on the face of it, about these new Gnolls, that's, to me, the one thing that sort of stands out as maybe being a bit funky. Alright, let's see what we have. We have shield skill without a shield. We got a +2 spear, that's pretty nice. A robe, the collected works of earth. Looks like we've got sandblast without any stones. Perfect. The Wanderer life. Have we learnt sandblast? No. Well, I don't think there's any point in learning it until we at least find some stones. No, that's not true. Maybe we should. And we've got stone arrow, so a little bit of an earth theme going on here. The way that I'm going to do books as well is, I think what I'll do is from each book that we come across, I'm going to learn one random spell out of it. And that will work for at least as long as we still have remaining spell levels. And after that, I don't know, we might start amnesiaing some. What else about a Gnoll? So you have a bite, which is an auxiliary attack, and you also get to detect items that are nearby. But the main thing is the whole training every skill at once. That's the main reason you're playing a Gnoll. Alright, well normally I'd work out what skills I want, but we're training everything, so it doesn't really matter, right? So I guess let's get started. Okay, so we're not only going to use artifacts, as in other items like this for leather armor, which we're trading 1 AC for 1 EV, the other way around actually. So we go from 211 to 311, actually it's just strictly better. It's just that artifacts will be must users, as in their use is mandated. A dagger of flaming. It's possible this is cursed, maybe, I think, and we don't have remove curse. I want to check it out anyway. Okay, I was going to say it could be, it might be a +2 weapon as well. This is going to lead to a lot of crazy decisions about things. Like normally on D1, would you be comparing your dagger of flaming to your spear of +2 spear? We're equal on both. As in, we didn't start off with any polearms training, so I guess probably we'll use the dagger. Alright, and if there's some reason to use the spear, we can pull that out too. I tend to like polearms. Oh, there are some stones. Alright, let's get sandblast as well. May as well make a macro. ZA dot is going to fire the sandblast at the nearest enemy. It uses the stones, so we can fire it 11 times before, never mind, 27 times before that's going to run out. Here's a scarf. It's fairly short range too. Oh no, okay, not as short range as it used to be. Previously, if you weren't actually wielding the stones, it would be really short range. But the whole wielding stones thing was pretty painful, so I'm glad they got rid of that. It's a Scarf of Cloud Immunity. That's not really going to do a lot for us, seeing as we're not likely to see clouds in the early game, and a Scarf has 0 AC, so we're not even getting bonus AC out of it. Gonna check the ring mail. We're 311, this is 510, that's better too. Our sandblast goes to 32% to fail though. Man, I was about to say maybe we should start focusing our earth skill, but we can't. Never mind. It's going to take a while for that to really sink in, that we cannot change our skills at all. Hey, another cloak. +1 cloak, that's better. I'll carry the Scarf Immunity. There are some random vaults that you might see that have clouds in them. I guess as well, we may as well just pick up all the ammunition we find, because who knows what we're going to be using. Alright, we've got 3 scrolls or something. That means it's very likely to be Identify or Remove Curse, so I'm going to read one of them. It is Identify. Let's do our potion. It's Flight. It would have been better if it was Curing or something like that, but that's okay. I'm not going to ID the other scroll, I think. I'm just going to wait for more potions. Like this. Magic. Okay. Alright, that's D1 over. I don't really want to fight an adder yet. We don't have any curing, and we only just made it to level 2. So adders are very scary still. They have really high evasion, and if you get unlucky and they poison you a few times in a row... Oh dear, alright, well we're not running from this one. We may as well try to sandblast it. as it approaches. Wow. Okay, and then, wow, okay, we did amazingly well there. Alright, your experience leads to an increase in your attributes. We really have no idea what we're going to be doing or wearing or using this game, so I can't really put too much thought into it beyond saying we might need heavy armor, which means we will want strength, but we're also casting spells, so maybe we want int. Oh, and also, it looks like we started off with really high strength, by the way. Wanderers have random stats, so there's that. I think the best way to do this would actually be just to RNG it, and we'll just roll it. So there's an RNG command, and we'll go strength in dex. The RNG chooses dex. Okay, so be it. Dex, that's probably the one I would be least likely to choose, but that is the nature of this run. Spellcasting to 5. I wonder if I saw screenshots before where all the skills leveled up at the same time, and so you'd have a massive thing saying this skill increased, this skill increased, this skill increased. I wonder if that's still the case, or if it... Can we just get away? Yeah. As easy as the first adder was, I think we got pretty lucky. I don't really want to try again. Yeah, these are all single scrolls, so we're not going to read those. The next stack of multiples we get will probably be remove curse. Yes, we'll grab arrows. Alright, we're not getting away from this one. So we're going to sandblast it and then the dagger. Wow, both adders have been really easy. I wish all my adder fights were like this in the early dungeon. Potion of agility, that's nice to have. More ID. I guess we'll pick up the bolts. So we're ready for, we've got sling bullets, bolts and arrows. We're ready for any ranged weaponry that we come across. Keep doing our potions. Lig, that's really good because it lets us have our poison. Say we meet a worker ant on the next floor, or say we start dying to an adder, we can quaff the lig. I'm taking this really slow just in case we start getting poisoned, we can quaff the lig. It gives you our poison, but note that that doesn't help you if you're already poisoned. So if you wait until you're lethally poisoned and then you quaff the lig, it might not help. It might because it slightly gives you bonus HP, so maybe that might just take you out of lethal poison range. But still, you want to do it before you're going to die. Oh yeah, here they go. So we have to enter through all of these. Short blades, long blades, axes, maces and flails, polearms, staves, slings, bows, crossbows, dodging, stealth, unarmed combat, evocations, all increased to 1. I'm not going to read them like that every time, don't worry. We got int off that level up, as in the random level up. I'm pretty sure Gnolls get everything. I don't know if that's the correct command. Doesn't look like it. Oh. There is a command that tells you what your species gets when it levels up, but I'm not sure what it is. Level 3? Dungeon 3? Okay. I like to keep my scrolls till level 4, dungeon 4, which is where you can start finding the temple. I'm being pretty bad in that I keep tabbing towards enemies. It's not a very good practice. You can throw stones too. It's because when you're running into the unknown like this, you might uncover 6 rats all at once. What is going on in there? What is this? There's a rat infestation. Someone needs to call an exterminator. Do Gnolls eat rats? Well, I guess every character eats rats when they're hungry. But a Gnoll is a jackal, supposedly, which is a type of cat. They're technically cats, but their behavior is more like dogs. So that's the Gnoll is supposedly dog-like, but I feel like a Gnoll is more like a cat-dog hybrid. Anyway, we picked up a ring, which I don't want to put on without remove curse, because could be minus curse minus teleport ring, and I mean, the game's potentially going to be hard enough with really bad artifacts. We don't need to make it even harder just by putting on random jewelry. Ooh. So we found another adder. I think we'll just start shooting it. No, it's on top of us. Again, we'll take it slowly. Alright, not lethally poisoned. Oh, our spell schools just went up. We could learn Stone Arrow, but we can't really use it, so we'd have to go to a lighter armor, so I think we probably won't. Seeing orcs on D3 is scary, because it might be an orc pack, which would mean priests and all wizards. So don't charge at them either. You know, I think the amulet, +3 reflection, okay, that's nice. If we ever found a shield with our almost 3 skill training that we have in shields, that would be nice. It's really weird how Wanderer Start does that sometimes. As in, you start off with shield skill but no shield. That's a D3 segment. We have no curing. Yeah. We have no curing, so if he confuses us, we're in so much trouble. What can we do? We're so far from a stair that I feel like if we, and we're so close to him, that I feel like if we start running for a stair from here, he's almost certainly going to just go invis at some point and confuse us, and then we're in lots of trouble. I think what I would like to do, seeing as we have basically no way of getting away from him, is using our Potion of League to get a whole bunch of AC and some extra HP, and to just fight him. Note, he has a scythe. Scythe means ranged. If you're going to league, you are a tree and you can't move. So do not ever league away from him. You have to be adjacent if you're going to do that. Otherwise he'll just stand there hitting you. I mean, we have a polearm, so we could hit him back with our polearm, but still, if we want to use our dagger, we need to step to him. Alright, now let's go to the league. There's still a good chance that we could just die here. Alright, and now we start. We could go Agi as well, but I think that probably doesn't matter too much. We have 22 AC now. And 57 HP, which is quite a lot. So, dodging his attacks isn't so important. And as you can see here, our evasion falls to 2. The trees aren't really very good with dodging anyway, so Agi for extra evasion as a tree is not that useful. I mean, Agi also makes your attacks more accurate, but I don't think that matters either. Alright, now let's try to fight Sigmund. But we're confused. So I have to use a control direction to try to clumsily swing. If we just spend our whole tree form confused, we're in a lot of trouble. Okay, we're unconfused. Come on. Come on. Come on. Our transformation's nearly over. This is a real worry. Okay, we've got him. Just in time. And watch all our skills go up here. Killing Sigmund when you're level 4 is a lot of experience. We reached level 5 and level 6. Nice. Alright, time to roll a new skill. RNG SID. The RNG chooses int. Int it is. You feel clever. Sigmund did not have anything exciting. Alright. League's really useful like this in the early game, because you can pretty much kill any unique with it. When you get the bonus AC and the bonus HP, there aren't very many early uniques who can actually kill you through it. which is why I think by default League potions aren't picked up by auto pickup, but you should be picking them up if you see them. And also we had a wand of Ice Blast. That would have been very useful too. In the early game, that's another really good way to kill enemies. Alright, we're D4, so I want to start reading scrolls. Let's start off with our 2. Enchant armor. Well, we may as well put that on our cloak. I'm not going to enchant up the plain ringmail, it's not very exciting. And because we can find the temple now, we're going to start reading scrolls. I came to the stairs here just in case we get noise or teleport. We can go back upstairs. There's magic mapping. No temple. Alright. I think I still want to do the rest of the scrolls though. Alright, enchant up our dagger. There's the teleport. We go back upstairs so that we don't just get thrown somewhere on our random new level. Picking the stair that I already know is safe because, I don't know, who knows, we go down another stair, we're right in the middle of, say, an orc pack or something. This way we know it's going to be safe. I mean, I'm technically wasting all these scrolls, but it means that as soon as we find another one, we'll be able to start using it. So now, say we find a new blinking scroll, we can blink, whereas otherwise we'd just be holding 2 unknown scrolls. The Orc Wizard is threatening. I'm going to start backing up to the stairs. We could probably fight it on its own. It doesn't have any particularly dangerous weapon. We don't know if we have curing, so its confusion would still be dangerous. If I XV it, yeah, we don't know that it has confusion, but if it does, it's about a 50% chance to affect us. I guess we're doing it anyway. We have no choice now. Alright, we got there. +3 Dagger of Flaming is a pretty decent weapon at this stage of the game. I mean, Flaming isn't as good as, say, Lightning or Venom would be, but it's still pretty good. And by lightning I mean an electric dagger. Do we go to heavier armor? Let's see, we still can't really use Stone Arrow. Is it worth having a lighter armor just for Sandblast? Maybe not. Let's see, so we're 811. Although this could be cursed. I probably don't want to put the scale armor on if we don't have Remove Curse. Even though it just looks plain, it's not glowing, it's not magical, can still be -3 in cursed. Keep that in mind when you're trying items out. I'll work it out. We have no curing or league anymore. These guys are more dangerous than adders. They're fast as well, but they are scarier. We'll start trying to fight it, and then if we start getting poisoned, I think maybe we'll quaff the Agi. One more poison and I think we're going Agi. I think we go Agi. I think we're dying. Yeah. Alright, got there. That was very scary. See, as long as you have curing, that would be fine. You're probably not going to die to a worker ant when you have curing. But without the curing, when you can't run, very scary. Let's ID this last potion. It was haste. Alright. So that if we got lethally poisoned there, we're going to die. Scroll of Teleport's good. Let's just get away from one situation. I was going to say for free, but it's not necessarily free because you might land somewhere bad. Come on, Gnolls. Well, we failed it twice, but I am trying to shoot them with Stone Blast as they approach us. Alright. Do we enchant the dagger? I'm going to say no. Potions of mutation? No. Although if we're going to mostly be fighting with artifact weapons, there is some argument that maybe we should just enchant regular weapons while we have the ability to. And something happened there that I wanted to do. What was it? I don't remember. Oh well. Oh, check the hatch up. Yeah. I like checking the hatches just in case they're on our optimal orb run path. On to D5. Is this going to be our temple? We found a book. None of those guys saw us? We hit a teleport trap. Nice. We don't have any magic mapping, so we can't try to get away. And here's a scorpion, which is not fast, but is even more poisonous than... much more poisonous than the worker ants or the adders. The problem is that because of the teleport trap, we don't know where we are on the level. Say we met the scorpion in a place where we knew where we were, it would never catch us because it's the same speed as us, we could just run away from it. The danger here, if we start running from it, it's quite a loud plane, just wait for that. The danger here is that as we're running from it, we might become sandwiched between it and some other dangerous monster. We could meet an ogre, we might meet another scorpion, and then we have a double scorpion. So this really isn't good. We could see how we go with a stone blast. Just one, that's not going to kill it though. Oh, we also failed it, alright. What I'm thinking I might do is hope that this hallway here isn't a dead end. So it laps around in a circle here. So if we quaff our haste potion, we will be faster than the scorpion and we can kite it by throwing out stone blasts. But fighting a scorpion with no R poison and no curing at this early stage in the game is asking to die. Because they poison you so much when they hit you. I don't really want to teleport because it's almost a completely unknown level. And it might be even worse. So let's go the haste. And we'll just stone blast it from range. Oh no, it didn't link up. So we're still kiting it. Oh, it did link up. Okay, never mind. Alright. That was very scary though. Any remove curse? No, so I don't really want to check out this glowing sword yet either. There's an upstair. Right, we got pretty lucky. We got unlucky in terms of being teleport trapped in the first place, but we got lucky after that. The iguanas hit pretty hard. They can bite up to 15, but they're a normal speed monster too. They move at 10 speed, which means if we start losing to it, we'll just start running it around this pillar to regain our HP, which is why I don't mind just hitting it with the dagger. There's an ogre, and here's our first artifact that I spy. It's a robe. Hopefully that book we found over there has some good robe-like spells in it. Although, in saying that, we're only learning one out of it, aren't we? Here comes the ogre. It's kind of a similar thing to the iguana in that they hit really hard, but we can kite them. But still, I think we... actually, we have the Ice Blast one. Let's just Ice Blast him. Yeah, okay. I keep forgetting about it, but yeah, Ice Blast wand is really strong. Particularly that we've got 2.5 skills worth of evocations training too. I mean, that's not a huge amount. Let's just get the worker ant. Yeah, here they are. Let's use all our Ice Blast. He's nearly dead. We can probably finish him off with a Stone Blast. We did. The reason they're all coming is because the Howler Monkey was really loud, and then the Ice Blast was quite loud too. Let's go. What did he have? Just a rapier. Alright. He has a vampiric dagger. A vampiric dagger is not too exciting of a weapon because it's not bonus damage. So it's the amount of HP you're healing up depends on how much damage you're doing. And since it's a dagger, which is not high damage anyway, you only get minuscule amounts of health back. Okay, here's our first artifact. It's a heavy robe. We go for it because the whole thing is we do all of them. The +1 robe of Zin's castigation. RN++, Dex +3. Could be worse. I think it looks pretty sweet. The white and red matches very well with our red cloak. So I give it an A+ for style. Alright. And no remove curse, so we're still not doing this ring. Alright, so I probably should be heading up towards the book that's up there. Because while we're in a robe, we're going to be better at casting spells. Speaking of which, we should learn Stone Arrow. I know that I said we'd only go one spell out of each book, but I feel like that doesn't count for the starting Wanderer book. I'm going to make a new macro. Actually, I'm going to put that on my first macro. Oh, what am I doing? That one. And this will be Stone Arrow. Other way around. Okay. Because I want to be primarily using Stone Arrow to kill stuff, I think. Now that we're in a robe and we can cast decently well. Gnoll Sergeants very often have shields or bucklers. I'm kind of bummed that this guy doesn't. What's good about him and his polearm is that he's going to be content to sit a tile away. Well, he's not even coming. If he did come, he'd sit a tile away and just hit us with the spear, which means he would never follow us upstairs. Alright, apparently we're stealthy. That's actually true because we're training stealth. Man, we're everything. I still have not wrapped my head around it yet. Orc Warrior, very scary. How many Ice Blast charges do we have left? 4. I think we just avoid him for now. I'd rather save the Ice Blast charges for something that's extremely scary that we can't avoid. I don't know. Say we met a water moccasin or moccasin. Nice. Turns out Stone Arrow is really powerful. Who knew? It is really powerful, by the way. Alright. Not so powerful when you're miscasting it though. Alright, so a bunch of things. We got a few potions. There's a glowing war axe, which would be interesting if we had remove curse. A ring, again, if we had remove curse. And the Book of Misfortune. Alright, so the idea is that we do one spell out of this. I really hope it's confused, but we're going to RNG this too. So our spells go from A to F. Why don't I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The RNG chooses 5, which is Metabolic Inglatiation. Alright. Not the spell I would have picked. It's also a level 5 spell. How many spell levels do we have? 14. Okay. Maybe this isn't the best plan because we're going to run out of spell levels very quickly. But that's alright. Let's do it. Metabolic Inglatiation. It's going to be a while until we can cast this one. It's a level 5 spell. And then we may as well drop that book. Check our hatch. It's only hatches up that I care about. You don't want to check hatches down. You're not all running downwards. Or at least, not if you're doing it right. Wow, okay, he healed again. I thought that first stone throw did a lot of damage. I mean, we could try a few stone arrows just to see if we can nearly kill him. Not really, we'll just go back up. Round 2. No, we gotta go back up. If we can keep finding him before he heals up again. Oh, we did. Okay, this time we're gonna get him. He's nearly dead. Good. Everything goes up. It's really silly. It's all the crimson imps. 3 scrolls or something. Noise, great. Spam eat all the fruit. Hey, we never got the Gnoll Sergeant either. I can go Shift X Control F to forget the floor, and then we can find him. This is pretty early in the game for a Gnoll Sergeant, so he represents a fair bit of experience. There he is. He's not too scary to fight because he's never going to chase us all the way upstairs, so we can always just run from him. Shift X Control U remembers the floor again. Now let's keep going down. Still looking for the temple. That is an ogre who's way too close. Invading our personal space. Don't like it. So just run away. We may as well pick up the tomahawks, and we should quiver those because again we're training throwing. We've got 4 throwing skills, so we can throw tomahawks full screen. So for instance, our stone arrow doesn't reach this far, but a tomahawk will. Hey, there's our temple. Alright. Let's get our tomahawks in. Good. So I'm just exploring around, and if you hit Control O, it will show you all the altars that you found. Alright. I've thought a little bit about which god I want to play, and I think probably the one that I want to do is Okawaru, and the reason for that is not necessarily because I think Okawaru would be a particularly strong god or anything like that. Although Okawaru is pretty strong, it's because he's going to gift more artifacts. And because we don't have any skills that stand out, his item gifts will essentially be random. So it's possible he'll give us random artifact robes, random artifact crystal plate armors, and then just totally random artifact weapons of any type. And I think that would go well with our whole artifact theme. And Okawaru is notorious for sometimes giving you horrible troll artifacts to use. So that might be fun too. But he wasn't in the temple, so we need to wait. Still don't have remove curse. I don't know that I should have fought this black bear. Okay, it's alright, we got him before he got to us. Because they go berserk, that's a bit scary. Hey, here's Okawaru. Alright, cool. Yep, let's worship Okawaru. It's also, I guess it is pretty good for Gnolls in that his first ability is that he gives you +5 for all your combat skills, which, because our combat skills won't be, well, no particular one is going to get very high because experience is being split over every single skill. So that's quite useful too. If you don't know Okawaru, at 1 pip of piety, you get heroism, which is that +5 to all your combat skills. When you get to 5 piety, you get a second ability, Finesse, which lets you have double speed attacks. And then as you get to your higher levels of piety, you'll start gifting you equipment. It can be weapons and armor. And also he gives you ammunition too at lower piety. So that's also another bonus if we're using random artifact range weapons. He'll also be giving us ammunition for them. Suddenly Ogre. He hasn't noticed. We could have stabbed him, but I thought it would be better just to run away. Maybe we'll Ice Blast him. Alright, good. Let's back up and heal up. If he'd hit us one more time, we probably would have had to start running away. That's a priest. I don't want to fight him at full screen. I'm yelling to try to get him to come. No. Much better if you can fight them from around a corner so they can't hit you from range with their stuff. Oh, the wizard came too. Oh, the priest came too. So we've got the wizard priest combo. We still don't know that we have curing, so we're in a lot of trouble from... Oh, good. Okay. So we're in a lot of trouble from confusion, but I shot at the priest and it did hit the wizard in front. I didn't mean to do Sandblast, that's interesting. I meant to do Stone Arrow. It's a double priest. I think we need to teleport. We've got 4 of those, okay. These guys, with their smiting, they can do up to 17 damage. It cannot miss and ignores your AC. So 2 priests at once is terrifying. Let's teleport. I guess we may as well just throw out some Sandblasts as we go. Yeah, sweet, we got one of them. Okay, that's okay now. We can fight 1 priest at a time, it's just I don't want to do 2. Wow, our spells go up again. Metabolic Ingratiation, 70% to fail. I don't know that we'll ever be using that. Okay. Rather than being distracted by the orc here, and then getting smote from range by the priest, I stepped around the orc to get to the priest, because he was by far the high priority. RNG, S, I, D. The RNG chooses strength. It's been very balanced, we've had one of each so far. ID scroll, let's do the 2 dark potions. For a second I thought it said dank potions. They were curing, so that is in fact pretty dank. Would have been accurate. Oh, we got curing now. I'm not really afraid of adders anymore. Alright, let's have D6. I guess we can wrap this one up here. It's going pretty nicely so far. We picked up Okawaru. We picked up our first sort of dodgy artifact. I kind of wish we had a remove curse though, so that we could test out these rings and some of these glowing weapons we found. And it also would have been really nice if we found a shield or a buckler to go along with the shield skill that we started out with. But on the whole, I can't complain too much. Yeah. Gnoll seems to be playing out, as in it seems enjoyable so far, which is what I expected. I really hope that Gnoll does make it into the game out of trunk. Anyway, if you join me in the next one, we'll be, well, Dungeon 8 is the first time we can find Lair, so we'll be looking for Lair pretty soon, and yeah, looking for more artifacts. See you then.